What's up, everybody? This is Jeremiah, and today we're gonna react to the video "We Cannot Do Another Pandemic" by my boy Tommy NFG. Now, I heard this virus going on, the Hanada virus is going on with the cruise ship that's like breaking out like crazy. We cannot. To be fair with you, God forbid if this spreads out like the C-19. I don't think we. As messed up that pandemic was to us, imagine that if we get into another one. I don't think we're coming back. I don't think the redemption arc of human society cannot be redeemed. To be fair with you, I'm not saying like, oh, it's all doom and gloom from here, but like, not. It's just like the mental state of like, 'cause you know how like the C-19 did, like every online learning stuff like this, social distancing. Masking. First off, masking did not work. So online schooling was terrible. It was terrible. I mean, terrible. And now you got these kids not reading. Like, they legitimately can't read. No joke. Heck, some adults can't read. Oh my goodness, bro. It's sad. It really is sad. But to be fair with you, I'm just praying that we don't get another pandemic. But if we do. Shoot, I might go live streaming all freaking day of my life. That's all I gotta say. But let's get into this. Without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's react to the video.
I want you to take yourself back to a certain date in 2020. March 13th. 2020. I should add that this mostly applies to people in America.
Yep, we got that 2 weeks off, and guess what? It became a whole school year.
Woke up that Friday morning like every other Friday of that year. Dragged yourself out of bed to the bathroom to prepare yourself either for school or for work. While in school, your friend looks at you and says,
"Yo, Uzi dropped the turn on take. You gotta listen to that."
You listen to it while in class to see if it is really hard, and indeed it is. This would be Lil Uzi's last good album, but you don't know that. As the day starts to end in school, the principal comes on the PA system and lets everyone know, due to a little virus called COVID-19, school would be closed for 2 weeks. You cheer with your friends, hype that
it was like a vacation. Guess what? We had a legit vacation. The whole school year.
You're basically getting a week break in the middle of the year for free, not knowing what it will turn into. If you worked a job, you either got an email from your employer that the company would be switching to remote work temporarily, or you got an email that you were fired and to get out immediately. This little virus would then turn into one of the worst pandemics to happen in over a century. And after it ended, the world all promised itself that we'd be prepared and this shouldn't happen not only in our century, but many to come.
Health officials around the world are racing to contain a deadly outbreak of hantavirus that's linked to this cruise ship in the Atlantic.
Yep, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so if you haven't heard of it by now, we're having another bit of a virus issue around the world. Even not including COVID, it seems like every couple of years, there's always a virus panic hitting the whole world. In the 2010s, you had the Ebola pandemic, which happened in Africa, but cases spread all over the world. The most racist swore if they interacted with an African person, they would get it and die next week. I gotta admit though, that Ebola song did kind of go hard. You had the measles outbreak in 2019, where a record amount of people were getting it.
Whoa, measles in 2019? What? Dang, that's crazy.
Around the world. In America, New York got hit the most, and there were 1,200 cases across 31 states. Crazy how this didn't matter, because next year's virus would make that outbreak look like a little cakewalk. And now the newest panic we have is this virus called the hantavirus. Here's some info. Hantavirus has been a thing since the 1950s and was fully identified by a doctor in 1978. There's been cases everywhere under the sun since it got identified. It's spread by the worst creatures we know, of course, rodents. And you get it by inhaling their waste in the air or by directly touching it. Don't know why the you'd be directly touching rat that.
If you wait, hold on, rat poop or an actual rat?
By directly touching it. Don't know why the you'd be directly touching rat that point.
Okay, rat poop. If you're touching rat poop, you're a legit idiot.
You just asked for the death sentence. I don't feel bad. And it's only supposed to be from rodent to human until cases started happening from human to human. They called it the Andes version of the virus, and the first case was identified in 1995 of someone getting it from human contact. It happens here and there, but it's way more rare than getting it directly from rats yourself. So you may be wondering why everyone's panicking about it. Well, we can fully blame this dumbass who decided to make a video talking about a hantavirus outbreak on a cruise ship he went on. His name is Jake Rosemarin, and he decided to go on a cruise with a bunch of other people from different countries. Not knowing that a couple had the virus, they brung it on the ship and all hell broke loose. The cruise was not cheap either, like they must have been using today's sponsor Current to save up for this. If you've ever wished
Shout out
payday
to the
came
sponsor.
sooner, this might actually help. There's a banking app called Current with a bunch of
Shout out to the sponsor. Shout out to the sponsor. All right, let's get back into the video.
what it's designed for. Now back to the video. 3 people died on the ship from it, and one of the doctors got sick treating someone. So with him panicking because everyone got told to quarantine until further notice, he made an update to the outside world talking about his experience.
I normally wouldn't make a video like this, but I feel like I need to say something, so I wrote a few things down. I am currently...
I bet you if he hadn't made this video, none of this would have been happening. All this panic would have never happened. Maybe it has. Maybe 50-50, but I say it's more like 90-10 or like 75-25%. Maybe, yeah. Give or take.
on board the MV Hondius, and what's happening right now is very real for all of us here. We're not just a story. We're not just headlines. We're people.
We're people too.
People with families,
I got family.
with lives.
I got lives.
Key, no one would have known about this that much if he didn't make the video, but now that's all anyone's worried about.
Yep.
People aren't over a little world-stopping moment from 5 to 6 years ago and don't want it again. It doesn't even take just this. Everyone was panicking when they announced a new strain of COVID like monkeypox. In a way, the whole world
Yeah, that's
has
true.
World
That's
War
as
II
well.
soldier PTSD on anything happening. Instead of hearing a helicopter and having a heart attack thinking you're in the war field, we
You're
hear
gonna hear
a
a
new
cough.
virus dropped and had PTSD of Among Us and those TikToks of which room you would sleep in the hardest. And also the lines he had in the videos are what's really pissing people off. Because he said we're not just a story, we're people with families, lives, and friends. Like that isn't everyone in the world. Are y'all the only ones with families and friends?
Exactly,
You don't even
bro.
know about the
Come
headlines
on.
of the story until you made this video, buddy. People's first reaction to hearing the story was saying a couple of things. One being, do not dock the Pope because we don't want it to
Or a cruise. Now with this nonsense, I don't think I'm gonna get on a cruise ship ever again. To be fair with you, I don't think I'm gonna be on a cruise ship for a long time.
spread even more. Other people said just dock it at one country and don't let them leave until it's solved. There's also people saying, f it, 150 people versus a potential 8 billion person pandemic. With a disease that's a 40% fatality rate, might I add, and can lay dormant in you without you knowing
40,
for
crazy.
weeks. In the wise words a man once said,
He's rapping now.
Nuke the whole generation. If it were up to me, I would drop an atomic bomb on the whole generation.
Yep.
Y'all are about to get so mad at me, and I know I don't post like this. I usually would post on my other page, but like, truthfully, sink the ship. Sink the ship, okay?
Sink the ship.
What's good, guys? Enjoying the video? That's great. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and turn on the notifications to know when I upload another video. Also, tune into the live streams. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, so choose whichever platform that fits best for you. Also, join the Discord, link in the description down below. And I noticed that most of you guys are watching my videos but not subscribed. If you guys are watching the video and liking it, hit the subscribe button. It's free. Without further ado, let's get back into the video. Yo, sink the ship. Alright, dog. Fire. Hey. My hands are up, people. My hands are up. I don't agree with it, but my hands are up. My hands are up. My hands are up. My hands are up.
Sink it. I don't care. I've seen enough. Sink the fucking ship.
I better sink that ship like
Sink
it's a game of Battleship. F2, hit.
F2 hit. got your front line with the ship. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. Man, it said sink. Yo, everybody sink the ship. Like it's Battlefield. Oh shoot, bro. Call of Duty battle. Call of Duty. Oh my goodness, bro.
I'm not even trying to be insensitive, but we cannot do this right now. We cannot do this right now.
It seems like the general public is taking this well. The PTSD people have over COVID is beyond what people could think. If you said this pre-2020, people would have thought you were crazy and a bad person. But now there's a lot of people saying they genuinely don't care, whatever it takes to stop a potential pandemic. And even though scientists and health organizations are saying it's a low chance to turn into another COVID, didn't y'all say that last time? If there was some horrible scenario where it did somehow turn into a pandemic, this would be way worse. A 40% fatality rate is diabolical. You got a 4 in 10 chance of dying. With COVID, unless if you were really old or really young, you didn't have to worry about it too much and could tank it. This would be a damn near mass extinction event in every country, and there's still no cure. There's also other reasons I wouldn't want it to be a pandemic, at least in the US. There will be zero safety precautions set here. People could barely handle the last lockdown and were going insane every day. And obviously, while it sucked for everyone, it was for a reason. This time, people are just gonna keep going outside every day and passing it like no tomorrow. We can guarantee there wouldn't be a lockdown order even if it was needed. We barely got one last time. The president was forced to do it by his team because people were dropping every day. And also, bleach didn't work as a cure.
Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or...
Yeah, lockdown order or not, if I see thousands of dropping a day, my ass is staying inside. And even if there was a vaccine released, people wouldn't trust it and wouldn't take it. They think it's some secret plot to have everyone
just buy like Pfizer or Johnson Johnson or something like that. Hey, no, people don't be trusting those things, man.
One's blood injected with Satan's and at his will activate your chip and have you walk yourself to the pits of hell. People took one COVID vaccine and were doing the most, acting like their whole life was over and they never recovered. There was people faking that they had permanent violent seizures because of it. It would be kind of funny if there did so happen to be a pandemic and certain people don't trust the vaccine released. Because this ain't like COVID. It's a 40% fatality rate. Your ass is just gonna die. Those 60-year-old MAGA boomers are gonna drop like flies. We also definitely are not getting COVID checks like last time. You're gonna have to thug it out, and if you can't make it and you don't have a job, it was a fun life for you, I guess. It's not like the check would do much though. Right now in this state of the economy and around the world, we have certain problems going in certain parts of the world. Like people literally would not be able to afford to go through it again. At least pre-COVID, the economy was in decent shape. You can guarantee though, someone's boss is gonna say no to remote work and tell them they have to come in. Something also that would be annoying is having to get used to social interactions again. Everyone was low-key anti-social after
after COVID, the whole after the C-19 after COVID, bro, people's social skills went down the drain. No joke, it really has. And if another pandemic comes in, another lockdown, it's gonna keep going lower and lower until it's gonna be like the negatives, dog. Like people's social skills, it's bad enough because of what happened in 2020. Now, if we have a pandemic, bro, the social skills is gonna be off charts in the negatives, man. In the negatives.
After the lockdown orders were lifted because we were inside for so long. You had to learn how to communicate again because it just felt weird. Maybe some people did better, but I know for me it was rough. Transitioning from being on Discord all day with the homies playing games, not touching a speck of sunlight, to driving places and hanging out in public was a bit of an adjustment. Some people say they still ain't recovered since back then. Yeah, if you still think you're recovering from
from 6 years ago
from COVID, you're probably just antisocial. It would also be horrible for the youth considering how much they got held back from it. Everyone older in Gen Z just barely made it out. Only 30% of Gen Alpha kids can read proficiently currently. Throwing them in another lockdown in their childhood is gonna be a death sentence. They might end up being the most failed generation by society's problems. I got hit by COVID in my junior/senior year, but at least I can say
freshman year. I got hit with COVID was freshman year.
Years I was good. I couldn't imagine my first time trying to learn the ABCs was through a Zoom class. This time they're gonna have AI too, so all the kids are gonna cheat on their assignments. The methods people used to have to do in 2020 to cheat were absurd. We became scientists in our own ways. People would pre-record them doing work on Zoom when they were sleeping. This fat guy in my gym class in high school decided to pre-record himself working out and just played it on loop to pass his class.
Crazy.
That fat guy totally wasn't me or anything.
I hope so, Tommy. I hope so.
Do that. People would smear Vaseline on their cameras and tell the teacher the camera was broken so they could cheat. You don't need to do all that. Now that we got ChatGPT, it'll do the work for you. I do remember those Zoom times nostalgically though. My teacher's classes got rated at least 7 times through the year. I'll end it off with some
7
positive
times?
news, though. The reason why health organizations and governments are saying this won't be COVID 2.0 is because they have decades of research on this compared to COVID-19 that was brand new. So the world isn't starting with zero information on it and have to rush and figure out what to do. Also, since it's been contained to this one ship, it isn't jumping from hundreds of people to hundreds of people like before. If you were in the vicinity of someone with COVID, as you know, your fate to get it was guaranteed. I'll never forget the one time I got it. It was from one of my dumbass homies who decided to pull up to the group meet with it without telling any of our friends, and he gave it to literally everyone there. With hantavirus, it's mainly people with romantic partners who get it or being around someone who's sick with it. So if you're lonely and get no play, pat yourself on the back. You may have just prevented yourself from dying. Who knew being a loser would save me and you? COVID also spread way faster
Tommy.
than this, so we would see a lot more cases if it was like it. I remember waking up and checking COVID cases. It would go from 3 to 10 to 200 to 1,000 to 10,000. And technically a mutation could happen to the virus and a new one could pop up. But most studies show when a virus gets mutated, it either stays the same or turns into nothing. At least hopefully that's the case, or humanity's in for one hell of an extinction event. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Everyone stay safe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
You out. Yo, shout out to Tommy NFG for the vid, man. Yeah. I have like little to no knowledge of this, but yeah, I think that it's not gonna be as huge as COVID was. But if it does become that way, oof. Yeah, we are in for one heck of a ride, man, because it's gonna be eventful. It really is gonna be eventful. In human history, it's gonna be eventful. But again, man, shout out to Tommy MG for the video. The original video in the description down below. Follow me on all the socials. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends, turn on notifications to know when I upload a video. Also tune into live streams. That's it for you guys. That's it for me to you guys. So without further ado, this is it. This is Jeremiah. God bless you all. Jesus loves you all. Repent. Be saved. Be saved. He's coming back. And stay safe out there. I'm out of here. Peace.
It's fun.